It started as a typical evening. I was sitting on my couch, scrolling through Instagram, mindlessly double-tapping photos of friends, memes, and influencers. My account wasn't large, just a couple hundred followers, mostly people I knew from school and work. As I was scrolling, I received a new follower notification. The account's username was watcher_in_shadow with a profile picture that was nothing more than a dark silhouette. Curious, I clicked on the profile. It was private, and the bio simply read, "I'm always watching." I chuckled, thinking it was some sort of prank, and moved on with my night. The next day, I noticed a new comment on one of my recent photos, a picture of me at my favorite coffee shop. The comment was from watcher_in_shadow. "Nice place. Do you go there often?" The message was unsettling. I didn't recall sharing the location in the post or tagging the coffee shop. I decided to ignore it, figuring it was just someone trying to be creepy. Over the next few days, the comments continued. They appeared on almost every new post, each one more specific and personal. "That blue shirt looks great on you. Your dog is adorable. How was your run this morning?" The comments started to get under my skin. How did this person know so much about me? I went through my followers list, trying to see if I recognized anyone who might be behind the account, but nothing stood out. The next logical step was to block watcher_in_shadow. A couple of hours after blocking the account, I received a direct message from a new account with no profile picture and a username full of random numbers. The message read, "You can't get rid of me that easily." My heart sank. This was no longer just creepy. It was terrifying. Someone was clearly watching me. That night, I double-checked all the locks on my doors and windows, feeling a sense of paranoia I had never experienced before. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, even inside my own home. I decided to deactivate my Instagram account for a while, hoping it would deter whoever was behind this. For a week, things were quiet. I started to relax, thinking it was over. Then, one evening, I received an email from an address I didn't recognize. The subject line read, "Missing you on Instagram." I hesitated before opening it. The email contained several photos of me taken from outside my house, some of me in the living room, others of me in the kitchen, and one particularly chilling photo of me asleep in my bedroom. My blood ran cold. This person wasn't just watching me online, they were stalking me in real life. I immediately called the police and explained the situation. They came to my house, took my statement, and said they would look into it, but there was little they could do without more information. The next few nights were sleepless. Every noise made me jump, and every shadow seemed menacing. I decided to install security cameras around my house, hoping to catch whoever was doing this. The first night with the cameras set up, I stayed awake, anxiously watching the live feed on my phone. Around 2 a.m., I saw movement on one of the cameras covering the front yard. A figure dressed in dark clothes and a hood was creeping towards my house. My heart pounded as I dialed 911, keeping my eyes glued to the screen. The intruder moved to the side of the house, out of the camera's view. I waited, terrified, as I heard the faint sound of a window being jimmied open. The operator assured me that police were on the way. I grabbed a kitchen knife and locked myself in the bathroom, praying the intruder wouldn't get inside before help arrived. Minutes felt like hours. Finally, I heard the sound of sirens approaching. The pounding stopped, and I heard the man's footsteps retreating. The police arrived and searched the house but found no trace of the man. They told me he was likely a stalker who had been watching me for a while. They assured me they'd keep an eye on my house, but I couldn't shake the feeling of unease. A week later, I started to feel a bit more relaxed, thinking the worst was over. One evening, I received a direct message on Instagram from an unknown account. It was a photo of me taken that day, inside my new workplace. The caption read, "Did you think you could hide from me? My heart raced as I looked up, scanning the office. Everyone looked normal, going about their business, but I knew someone was watching. I looked at the timestamp on the photo and realized it was taken just minutes ago. My phone buzzed with another message. It was a video this time, showing me sitting at my desk, taken from just a few feet away. I stood up, my eyes darting around the office, searching for the stalker. The video ended with a text overlay, "Turn around." I hesitated, feeling the weight of dread pressing down on me. Slowly, I turned, and my blood ran cold. There, standing just a few feet away, was a man with a dark hood, his eyes locked onto mine. My phone buzzed one more time. The message read, "I told you, I'm always watching." I've always loved photography. My Instagram feed was a curated collection of my best shots, sunsets, cityscapes, candid moments of friends, and artsy close-ups of everyday objects. It wasn't until I started getting serious about growing my following that things took a dark turn. It all started when I posted a picture of an old, abandoned house I'd stumbled upon during a weekend hike. The house had a haunting beauty to it, with ivy creeping up the walls and broken windows that gave a glimpse into its decayed interior. The photo got more likes than any of my previous posts, and the comments were filled with people asking for the location. I was excited about the engagement, but decided to keep the location a secret. The house felt special, like my little discovery. A few days later, I received a direct message from a new follower. His username was @UrbanExplorer2024, and his profile was filled with similar photos of abandoned places. "Hey, awesome pic of the old house. Mind sharing the location? I've been looking for new spots to shoot." Something about his message made me uneasy. I checked his profile again, and while his photos were stunning, there was a certain obsessiveness about them. Every caption included detailed information about the locations, as if he was marking his territory. I decided not to reply. The next day, I posted another photo from my hike, this time a close-up of a rusted gate with intricate designs. Almost immediately, @UrbanExplorer2024 commented, "That gate looks familiar. Is it near the house?" A chill ran down my spine. I hadn't tagged the location or mentioned the house in my caption. I ignored the comment and tried to brush it off. But that night I received another DM from him. "You know, it's not very nice to keep secrets." I blocked his account, hoping that would be the end of it. But the next morning, I woke up to find another message request, this time from a different account. The profile picture was the same though, @Abandoned Addict. "You think you can block me? I just want to talk." I reported the account to Instagram and went about my day, trying not to think about it. But the messages kept coming, each time from a new account. His persistence was unnerving. He would comment on my posts within seconds of me uploading them, always with some cryptic message or veiled threat. One night, as I was going through my DMs, I noticed a new message from a follower who seemed genuine. The message read, "Hey, just wanted to give you a heads up. That guy who's been bothering you, I think he's dangerous. He did the same thing to a friend of mine. Be careful." Panic set in. I decided to take a break from Instagram, hoping things would die down. For a few days, everything was quiet. Then, one evening, I received a text message from an unknown number. "Nice try, but you can't hide from me." My heart pounded in my chest as I realized he had somehow gotten my phone number. I decided to call the police. They took a report and advised me to stay somewhere safe for a while. I packed a bag and went to stay with my friend Sarah. Sarah was supportive and tried to help me relax. We spent the evening watching movies, and I started to feel a bit better. But then, my phone buzzed with a notification. It was from Instagram. "You have a new follower. At closer home." Against my better judgment, I clicked on the profile. The only post was a picture of Sarah's house taken from the street. The caption read, "See you soon." Fear gripped me as I showed Sarah the post. We called the police again, and they promised to send someone over. As we waited, every sound seemed amplified, every shadow a potential threat. A knock on the door made us both jump. I looked through the peephole and saw a police officer. Relief washed over me as I opened the door. But as the officer stepped inside, my phone buzzed again. Another message from at close home, "You opened the door too soon." I looked up, my stomach dropping. The officer's eyes weren't friendly. He stepped forward, a cruel smile spreading across his face. It all started when I decided to start an Instagram account for my photography hobby. I was always looking for unique, abandoned places to shoot, and my latest obsession was an old amusement park on the outskirts of town. I posted a series of eerie photos of rusted rides and overgrown pathways, and to my surprise, they quickly gained a lot of attention. One night, as I was scrolling through the comments and likes, I received a direct message from an account with no profile picture and only a few followers. The message read, "Great shots. I know a place you'll love. It's even more secluded than the amusement park." Curiosity piqued, I replied, asking for more details. The person sent me an address and a time, midnight. They promised it would be worth the trip. Something about the message felt off, but my desire for the perfect shot overrode my caution. That night, I drove out to the location, a dilapidated factory on the edge of town. The place looked abandoned, its windows broken and walls covered in graffiti. I parked my car and grabbed my camera, my excitement mingling with a sense of unease. As I walked around, taking pictures, I noticed how eerily silent it was. There was no sound of animals or distant traffic, just an unsettling stillness. I took some shots of the rusting machinery and broken windows, feeling a growing sense of unease. I decided to check my Instagram to see if the mysterious user had sent any more messages. As I scrolled through my notifications, I noticed they had sent another message, "Look behind you." My heart skipped a beat. I turned around quickly, but there was no one there. I told myself it was just a prank, probably from someone who knew I was here. Trying to shake off the fear, I continued taking photos. A few minutes later, I received another message. "You're getting closer." This time, I was truly frightened. I looked around, my flashlight cutting through the darkness, but I still couldn't see anyone. I texted back, demanding to know who they were, but there was no reply. I decided it was time to leave. As I hurried back to my car, my phone buzzed again. I didn't want to look, but curiosity got the better of me. The message read, "Too late." Panicking, I ran the last few steps to my car and fumbled with the keys. As I got inside and locked the doors, I saw movement in the rearview mirror. A shadowy figure was approaching from the darkness. My hands were shaking as I started the engine and sped away. As I drove, my phone buzzed once more. Against my better judgment, I glanced at the screen. It was a photo of me, taken from behind, just moments before I had turned to run. The caption read, "I'll be seeing you." My blood ran cold. I didn't stop driving until I reached home, my heart pounding the whole way. I locked all the doors and windows, and for the first time I regretted ever starting my Instagram account. The next morning I tried to find the account that had messaged me, but it was gone. All traces of our conversation had disappeared. I was left with a lingering fear and a single, chilling thought someone out there knew who I was and where to find me. Weeks passed, and I tried to move on with my life, though I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Then, one evening, as I was sitting in my living room, my phone buzzed. It was another Instagram notification from an unfamiliar account. My heart raced as I opened the app. The message was a single photo. It was of me, sitting in my living room, taken from outside my window. The caption read, I'm closer than you think.